When Kim Kardashian finally births Kanye's next black baby, wouldn't it be wonderful if they named the baby Africa with a K? Or better yet, Africash? In my limited experience as an adolescent/immature adult, I've found it's always best to travel in even numbers, so there were 6 of us being flown into the bush. One was my cousin Molly, 26. She's the younger, whiter version of Tyler Perry's Medea, large and in charge. I remembered that Molly loved animals and wanted to become a zoologist before her parents convinced her to aim lower and work on a reality show. If you've ever heard a hippo entering a waterhole, then you know what it sounds like to hear Molly chuckle. Her birth name is Ulrika, because our mothers hail from Nazis, and in an effort to live a peaceful life alongside our Jewish brethren, she chose her middle name Molly to use personally and at McDonald's. While everyone else refers to her as Molly, I call her by her birth name because I find Ulrika both appalling and embarrassing. Over the years, it has been shortened to Ricky or Rick the Dick. However, Rick the Dick has never caught on with others, and I constantly have to explain to people who know her why I'm calling her Rick or Ricky. So I've adapted to referring to her with either name only in intimate settings such as texts or in a whirlpool. Accompanying us would be my newly divorced sister, Simone. I facilitated the divorce, and I'm proud of it. She resisted coming because she and her 3 children were moving into a newer, better house, and the timing couldn't have been worse, blah, 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 blah. I thought it best to bulldoze right over her plans by hiring movers and getting her a plane ticket, then telling her it was non-refundable and that I'd be out $25,000 if she did not come. Simone often refers to me as a relationship wrecker. The other safari goers were Shelley, the aforementioned lesbian lawyer who lives with me in Los Angeles. I bought her at a lesbian auction in Texas. Hannah, my oldest friend from LA, and Sue Murphy, who is a co-executive producer on my TV show Chelsea Lately. Sue is best described as a female Hunter S. Thompson, but with her shit slightly more together. Every once in a while, usually on vacations such as this, she'll walk into someone's room or someone's balcony at around 1 a.m, glue a couple of sentences together that sound as if she had moments earlier suffered a stroke. She's the type of person who, upon finding herself with a bottle of Pinot Noir and no available glass, will gladly empty the contents of the bottle into a bowl of cereal and then proceed to ingest both the wine and the frosted mini-wheats with a soup spoon. Sue is probably the best traveling companion of all time, stateside as well as internationally. We refer to Sue as 60, single, and looking. She's not close to 60, but after this mantra is repeated in front of enough strangers, people often come up and whisper that she looks great for her age. Sue doesn't bother correcting them, and more often than not, she introduces herself as Shelley's mother, even though Shelley and Sue are the same age. She's the only one in the group who is in something along the lines of a relationship with a man who goes by the name of Chuck. There are 3 male names that top the list of making it impossible for me to take them seriously: Chuck, Howard, and Ducky. Sue and Chuck's relationship takes a beating every time I break up with a boyfriend, decide to take a trip across the planet, and then force everyone to come with me. "When the hell did you decide to go to Africa?" Sue asked me when I rode my Segway into her office and gave her information about the typhoid, tetanus, hepatitis A, and hepatitis B shots we would all need in order to traverse to Africa. "The doctor will be here at 3 today for you, me, Hannah, and Shelley." "Chelsea, we taped the show at 3:30 p.m. Did you forget that you have a TV show?" Out of fairness to Sue, there have been times when I have indeed forgotten that I do have a TV show. I've gone to lunches on a Monday or Tuesday with a friend, had a couple of margaritas, and on my way back home gotten a phone call from one of my producers asking if I forgot we have to tape the show at 3:30 p.m. that very day. This, by the way, has never happened, but it is a fantasy of mine. I do, however, happen to be very absent-minded and will sometimes forget about an event moments after it's happened or moments before it's supposed to take place. Sue, I'm quite familiar with the television show you're referring to, but we can push it a half hour or do the shots after. "I don't think I can swing it this time, Chelsea," she told me. "Chuck has planned this entire weekend and booked plans for us to go up to San Francisco to see a Giants game. He surprised me with it on my birthday and even made a map of San Francisco on a highlighted route from the airport to the stadium. It would be a little soul-crushing to tell him I've decided to skip San Francisco and go to Africa because Chelsea's bored." First of all, Sue, he didn't need to make a map of San Francisco. That's a little over the top. They have them everywhere, unless the topography has changed or he's in a fucking Learning Annex summer program for map making. Then I started to sing my favorite song, map maker, make me a map, show me a star. I forgot the rest. Sue stared at me expressionless, the same expression she always has when I sing. The song is Matchmaker, not Map Maker, and there's nothing about stars mentioned either. Sue, we can move the show or we can do the shots after the show. Whatever. San Francisco isn't going anywhere.